Hey there, I'm Julie, and this is the Married to Addiction podcast. If you're here, then you're probably what I call my secret sister. We're in a situation we never asked to be in and fighting a battle we never wanted to fight. We're faith-filled women who are married to an alcoholic, and it affects every inch of our lives. If that sounds like you, then this is a safe place for you to land. Married to Addiction is a faith-based podcast where I help you find the tools and strength you need to navigate your husband's addiction without losing yourself in the process. So please subscribe and tune in as often as you can, because your husband's recovery is important, but so is yours. Hey, I wanted to let you know real quickly that I have a new workshop available. It is called Together in Transition, and it is for wives who are supporting new recovery. When my husband came home from the treatment center, I was not prepared for what happened next. I had no idea that the period after that was going to hold a whole new set of challenges. So in this workshop, I wanted to share with you all of the things that I wish I knew back then. There are things that would have helped make it easier for me, would have made it easier for my husband, and even for our kids. So if your husband is new in recovery, whether for the first time or again after multiple attempts, then this workshop is for you. Although I do believe that pretty much any wife of alcoholics should have this workshop on hand, because in my experience, sometimes alcoholics are ready for treatment suddenly and unexpectedly. So I think it's really important that we are ready too if that happens. This workshop also includes a workbook to help you take practical action based on what you'll learn in the workshop. And there are also some additional resources there to help support you and your children as you navigate through this transition with your husband in recovery. I would love for you to check it out. You can find it on my website, marriedtoaddiction.com. Just click on the Everything Start Here drop down, and you will see it there. Again, it is called the Together in Transition Workshop. Hello, and welcome in to episode 91 of the Married to Addiction podcast. Today's episode is called Stop Listening to All the Noise. And this is a really important one, I think. So I'm really anxious to jump in here. But just real quickly first, I wanted to let you know that I have a super time-sensitive offer for you. So I wanted to put this in here real quick at the beginning. If you would like to have my Boundaries mini course for absolutely free, all you have to do is join the Secret Sister Circle, which of course is my group coaching program for Christian wives of alcoholics. Between now, which time of recording is March 20th, 2024, and this Saturday, March 23rd, 2024. If you join as a new member between today and this Saturday, you will automatically receive my Boundaries mini course absolutely free. To check out what all the Boundaries mini course covers and to join the Secret Sister Circle to get it for free, just head to my website, marriedtoaddiction.com, and check the menu. You will see drop downs for both the Secret Sister Circle and the Boundaries mini course. All right, on to the episode. We're going to talk about all of the noise that we hear as wives of alcoholics. So I remember being absolutely desperate for answers when my husband was deep in addiction. I had no idea what to do from day to day. I felt so lost. The stuff that I tried wasn't working. My life was like a flurry of trying everything I knew to try. Googling all of the things, looking at every post in Facebook groups about addiction, just searching for something that would tell me what to do. But I didn't ever really feel like I got the answers that I needed. All I got was all of this surplus of information, which made me more and more confused, mostly because a lot of the things that I was hearing or reading didn't match up with my belief system, first of all, or what I felt in my heart. And I was so afraid of just making any wrong decisions. I felt paralyzed because I felt like I needed to do something like right now, but I didn't want to do the wrong thing. So I just kept searching for guidance anywhere and everywhere. I kept looking for that elusive piece of information or the one tip or whatever it was going to be that would end up changing things. I remember a lot of times when I would go to Facebook groups for people who are either family members of alcoholics or, just that supported people around addiction in general. A lot of times I would just end up getting more depressed and more hopeless because I felt like they were filled with sad story after sad story after sad story. And everybody just seemed so stuck in hopelessness and bitterness and resentment. It was just like, gosh, this does not make me feel better. I found nothing there to lift my spirits. As a matter of fact, there's one group in specific that I felt like, man, this just feels like just an assault of doom and gloom. And the strange thing about this particular group is it's supposed to be for people of faith. And it was nothing but doom and gloom. And so I was looking around and I was thinking, this doesn't feel representative of what I need when my life is already doom and gloom. Those groups felt dark, they felt somber. And I already had enough of that in my life. Like I had plenty of that in my life. So that was not what I needed. And that did not feel right or lift me up or encourage me in any way, shape, or form. All of the suggestions that I found on Google either seemed like a really bad idea to me at the time. Of course, I know better now. A lot of those things were great ideas, but they weren't at the time to me. Or they just weren't in line with my faith, which was another thing. Like a lot of them just didn't really sit right with my spirit, so I didn't feel like that was the right path for me. Or I felt like it was things that I had already tried and had little to no success. So the Google search just made me feel even more overwhelmed. And then there were people's opinions. A lot of them sounded very, very similar. Why are you putting up with this? Why don't you just leave? Why are you still hanging around in a situation like this that's so hard for you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? There were reasons why I felt like I did not want to do those things. Like I did not feel called to leave all of that, but I felt so lost. And then I was hearing, all these other people saying, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. So at the end of all of this information, all of this noise, it just made me feel worse. I was like searching and searching and searching for all this clarity. And instead, I felt more confused. I was getting the opposite of what I wanted and what I felt like I needed. Then I realized why that was. The problem with all of those quote unquote voices that I was letting into my life and into my head and into my ear, the, well meaning opinions of people that I knew, the Facebook groups of people who had their own struggles, the Google searches of things that, some were not in line with how I felt. They all just ended up being noise that was crowding out the voice that I should have been listening for. The voice that actually did know what I was supposed to do. That's the Lord's voice, of course. But it was impossible to hear that because my world had become so loud with all of these other voices. And I was taking up so much time searching, searching, searching for the one right answer or the one right thing that was really going to change things, that I was pushing, time with God and listening for any sort of direction from Him completely to the back burner because I was thinking, I need something right now, right now. And I just was desperate. Can you relate to that? Do you feel like you have heard and read a ton of advice all over the internet, but you still don't have any idea what to do? Is it maybe because you are not also listening for direction from the Lord and leaning into Him and trying to really get that guidance of should you stay? Should you go? What are you called to do? What is your next move? What does He want for your situation? Because He knows the beginning, the middle, and the end. None of our friends do. Google does not. Facebook groups do not. And even we don't. So we have got to get quiet drown out those thousands of voices that we're bringing into our life for all the information and all the opinions. And we need to just tune it all out so that we can hear from Him a lot more clearly, because that is the voice that knows exactly what we need to do. So that is my encouragement for you today. If you feel like your world is really loud with all of the voices and all of the noise of everybody telling you what you should or should not do, some of those things can be helpful at times, but not in place of getting your direction directly from the source. So if you feel like you are not doing that, I encourage you to start doing that now. You can still look for help, but don't let that be in place of guidance from God. So if you do feel like you need more help and support through like the day-to-day stuff, so not your divine direction on what you should ultimately do, that's God's call. But if you feel like you do need some help and support just to make it through the day-to-day and maybe get like some practical tips that can help you know what to do in your daily life so that you're not in that freaked out, tell me what to do mode where you're not hearing God because everything just feels so chaotic. If you feel like you do need some of that direction to go alongside the direction that you're getting from God, then please take advantage of the promotion that I talked about at the beginning of this episode to join the Secret Sister Circle and also get my Boundaries mini course for free. Again, that is a limited time promotion only for the next few days. So if you are listening to this anytime later, that will not be available. There probably will be something else available. So make sure you go to my website to see what that might be. Look for the everything page or the start here page or something along those lines, which will tell you what the current promotions are. But right now, at time of recording, if you're listening to this within the next couple days, I would love to welcome you into the Secret Sister Circle and give you the Boundaries mini course for free. Just head to marriedtoaddiction.com to sign up for that or check any of that out. But again, make sure that you hurry because that particular offer expires this Saturday, March 23rd. So take some time to make sure that if you have invited tons and tons and tons of voices into your world trying to figure out what to do, all the friends and well-meaning family, all the Facebook group people, all the Google search results, all of the stuff, and it just at the end of the day has begun to feel like noise. Start with shutting some of those things down and looking towards the Lord for direction. I hope that's been helpful for you. I will see you next time. Hey, one more quick thing before I let you go today. Do you follow Married to Addiction on either Instagram or Facebook, or both? If not, I would love to have you join me over there. It's a great place to stay connected with everything that's happening with Married to Addiction. I post updates about my podcast episodes, of course. I post about my freebies. I post about my programs. I post encouragement in the way of Bible verses and things like that. I also post just like some helpful little teaching nuggets sometimes too. So I really think that you would get a lot of value out of that as the wife of an alcoholic. And I would love to have you join me on either Facebook or Instagram, or both. You can find me at facebook.com/marriedtoaddiction or just at married to addiction on Instagram. I hope to see you there.